What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me, if you can hear me. What's up, Nachera? What's up, Michael? What's up, Rodolfo? What's up, Zihan? Good to see you. John Foster's in the house. Good to see you, sir. Ali Rashidi, currently in our investment club. We got Pierre, our newest member, literally just joined 5 minutes ago, so can't wait to see you. Petia's in the house, also an investment club. I see Ralph. I see Giuseppe. I see Andrew. Folks, I need cameras on. Martini, if you don't have a camera on in the next 30, 60 seconds, throw them out. I got dressed up. Do you like my shirt and tie combination? Thumbs up if you do. Be honest. Thumbs down if it's just like, you're like, what? Pink and purple? What, Brian? What were you thinking? I'm just trying to make it so no one has ever worn this before in the history of mankind, and no one will wear it again. I'm trying to be unique, all right? In person, it's much better. But look, it's great to have everybody here. I'm super excited. Like I said, cameras on. I really like to see faces. This is super interactive. I'm going to be looking for questions in the chat as well. I am so fired up to do this right now. It's not even funny. The more I learn about artificial intelligence, the more excited I get. Now, look, I know there's a lot of ramifications as far as the downside of this technology, but personally, I'd rather be ahead of this curve more than anything. Everybody here agree? Would you rather be ahead of it, or at least knowing about it, than stick your head in the sand? It's not very London real to stick your head in the sand. You know, for the last 11 years I've been broadcasting, we like to be ahead of everything. We like to be aware of everything. And I'm so excited to share with you what I am seeing tonight, because this is the future and it's happening so fast. It's really hard to explain how fast this is happening. It's growing exponentially, but even more exponentially than we've ever seen the biggest technology increases happen. The two massive technological increases, exponential ones, were the internet and were mobile phones. Does everyone remember those when they happened? Internet, mobile phones. And those kind of doubled every year, which is pretty crazy, but at least you have a few years to get ready. When OpenAI's ChatGPT launched, it got 1 million users in 5 days. That's the largest adoption of any technology in human history. Is everyone kind of clear how crazy this is? Put your hands up if you've used OpenAI before. Anybody played with OpenAI ChatGPT? All right, good. Well, we're going to play with it tonight, and I'm going to tell you all about it as well. So look, let's jump into this because I really want to talk about how the future is AI and how you can all benefit from it. I've just cooked this presentation up. I got videos to play. I've got former guests that I'm going to bring on as far as what they have to say, future guests as well. I'm going to show you investments we're making, what we're seeing in AI, and how we really want to make 2023 our best year ever. All right, is everybody excited? Give me some thumbs. All right, turn cameras on. Stay focused, literally. Otherwise, shut the door, put the dog out, turn the browsers off, and just try to pay attention, because I'm going to go really hard and we'll answer questions right at the end. Okay. Again, I see everybody chatting in the video as well, so keep sending those in and we're going to go for it. All right, Martini, let's do this. I'm going to share this presentation right now. Like I said, this is hot off the presses. So let me just share this thing right now. All right, just give me a thumbs up if you can see this this selfie of me that I just took. Can you see that, Nachera? Yeah, this is what I really look like, right? Okay, so this is a picture of me generated by artificial intelligence. Has anybody played with AI art out there? Right? Is it do you like the new futuristic version of me? Yeah, I kind of like him. And so this is one of the many images that were generated by AI. And this is tonight's presentation. Again, hot off the presses. I've never done this before. And I believe the future is now. And this is how all of us can seize the opportunities of AI today. And I'm going to show you tonight how to find the hottest investments in 3 simple steps. Again, I'm a big fan of showing you how to do something. There's that old expression, you can give a man to fish and he'll eat for a day, or you can teach him how to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. I'm a fan of the latter school of thinking. I like to teach all of the people around me to become the best versions of themselves, so then they can make this world a better place. And that's what I want to do tonight. And again, I want to just give you the lens that I'm seeing this. And I've been pretty much submerged in this for the past 4 to 6 weeks, and obviously being on the fringes of it for the past couple of years. So let's jump straight into this and just realize artificial intelligence is hot. I'm going to share with you some headlines that literally came out this week. Yahoo Finance says 90% of online content could be generated by AI in 2025. 90%. Put your hands up if that scares you a little bit. 90% of online content. That means everything we might be reading might be generated by an AI. That's crazy, because right now, probably 95% is generated by a human. Again, that's just something to think about, especially for you podcasters out there like me, something to think about. All right. But I'm not worried because I want to be ahead of this curve. But that's not it. The Wall Street Journal reported on a recent interview with Satya Nadella of Microsoft that Microsoft plans to build OpenAI and the ChatGPT features into all of its products. Okay. This is the software of choice for every single corporation in the world. And Microsoft is going to build this into every single one of their products. This is plugging right into all corporations across the world. By the way, I don't know if anybody knew this, but Microsoft has $1 billion investment in OpenAI's ChatGPT. Did we know that, by the way? I'm not sure how I feel about that, but they actually have a big investment in this technology, which I'll show you about later. Something to be concerned about. Elon Musk is concerned about this as well, and we'll get into that shortly. What else? ChatGPT will kill search and open a path to Web3. How many people have cryptocurrencies right now or in the blockchain? Just hands up if you own any crypto. Okay, look, this might be a crypto winter right now, but this could open a path right into Web3 because if Google search doesn't work anymore, it takes out that Web2 company. And all of a sudden, we're going to have to jump into Web3 because this article says the latest offering from OpenAI is saying that it could force companies to use NFTs to generate revenue because they can no longer use ads based on Google search. This takes all of technology and flips it on its head. I don't know if you all heard about this, but Google had a code red company-wide when ChatGPT came out a month ago. A code red. The whole company, a $2 trillion company, freaked out and said, wait a second, this could completely ruin us if we don't get our head around this. So this is changing everything. This is going to be the greatest dislocation of wealth we've ever seen, I believe, happening at the rapid pace. And again, the article you can see on the right from the Financial Times is investors are seeking right now to profit from these groundbreaking generative AI startups. And that's us. That's what we're going to do. All right. But most retail investors will get no exposure to this, but we will. And I'm going to show you how. So this is happening. And again, one of my former guests on the show, who's back in February, Dr. Ben Gertzel of Singularity Net, his token has just gone up 4x in the past 14 days. 4x in a crypto winter. Okay. Okay. Bitcoin's up a little bit, but it's not up 4x. All right. So the market is responding immediately to these AI companies. And I'm going to show you how we're going to profit on the back of that. All right. Is everybody with me here? If I got everyone's attention so far. Okay, good. Stay with me here because we're going to go on a bit of a ride tonight. Let's talk about tonight. I want to talk about three things. All right. The future is now here. We've got to seize this opportunity. 6 months from now, this landscape will be completely different. And I believe the opportunities will be gone, or a lot of the initial ones will. This is happening so fast, it's scary. I will never hire another copywriter again for the history of London Real. I never will again because of ChatGPT. All right, it's already changing all the businesses we do here. We've incorporated AI into probably 80% of our business practices here already. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about three things. First, I want to identify the trends. Next, I want to evaluate the opportunities. And three, I'm going to show you how to make the investments because I believe now is the time to create generational wealth. Now, and it's going to happen faster than we can even comprehend. As humans, we have a very difficult time understanding exponential change because we never see it, right? Back when we were monkeys on the savannah, we would see our herd of cows and they would mate and maybe make 20% more cows in a year, right? We would see our crops grow. We would see our kids born, maybe one a year. That's kind of linear change. We're not used to things doubling and doubling and doubling again. Is everybody with me, right? We're just not used to it. AI is one of those things that you're going to hear about something on a Friday, and on Monday morning, the entire globe will have changed. That's the kind of things that'll happen here. And so we need to be prepared for it and also understand what's possible and what's not possible as well. So let's jump into it. I want to hit you with some really important background about AI. Let me just see hands. How many people feel like you're pretty up to speed with AI? Just two thumbs up, as in you kind of know what's going on, or you know some of the basics. John Foster's like a little bit, Zishan a little bit, and the chair a little bit. Okay, so it looks like about maybe 30% of the people here are like, okay, I know something about it. Let me just give you a little bit of background. So again, AI is already being used in a wide range of industries, okay? Healthcare, finance, transportation, manufacturing. One of the things that we've seen with ChatGPT is law and coding. So when I went to MIT, all the smart kids studied computer science, right? And they went on to get these massive programming jobs. We see now ChatGPT can write computer code. Did everybody know that? It can write computer code. So all of these high-paid, fancy computer science guys I went to school with these massive multi-six-figure jobs, ChatGPT can now write code for you. Crazy. So we used to think it's going to take away, the Amazon worker's job. Now it looked like it also looks like it can write legal documents better than lawyers. So it could take those people out as well. Again, we thought it was these super white collar jobs potentially gone because of ChatGPT. If I need a legal document written right now, ChatGPT will do it for me, probably almost as good as a lawyer and definitely much cheaper. So again, we're seeing it automate tasks, improve decision-making, analyze large amounts of data, and we'll get into that shortly. What else? We believe that what it's going to do is going to allow us the chance to invest in these emerging technologies because AI has the potential to disrupt the markets and create new opportunities. What it does is it finds innovative applications to things that we already have because it looks at things in a different way. AI, this generative AI is basically able to take all of human language, everything that's ever been written or said in human history, and compose it and come up with new ideas. And so what we want to do is we want to pay attention to machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics. That's what we're probably going to specialize in our investment club over the next 12 months, because that's what we see AI and generative AI doing the quickest disruption of, and that's what we're going to do. Again, let's look at the numbers. The global AI market is expected to reach over $300 billion by 2025. Let me just say, I did a presentation last week, and a lot of you were here. The number was 190 billion. That's already been revised up by more than 50% in 1 week. Okay, so even the estimates of AI are going up. I saw a tweet recently by a former guest of mine, Zoltan Istvan of the transhumanist movement. He was on the show like 8 years ago. And he said, I underestimated AI. It's going to be here 10 years quicker than I thought. And this was a guy that was all in on AI. So this is surprising everyone how quickly it's developing. And that's why, and this will be revised up in the next few months, I'm certain. And I'll show you the graph of what we expect all the way out to 2030. That's a massive marketplace. I mean, OpenAI just got valued at 30 billion. Boom. And that'll probably go up as well. That's 10% of that. So 300 billion looks low to me as well. Again, the major driver of AI is this increasing availability of data. All of the data we're seeing from the internet and all of our connected devices is one of the reasons we're seeing this technology improve. As in, this couldn't have happened even 5 years ago. Is that just clear to everybody? All right, so it's not just that the technology is catching up, it's that the data is there as well, because the technology relies on massive amounts of data. Has anybody been to ChatGPT recently and it can't process your transaction or can't process your request, right? Right? Okay, who is that? Throw your hands up, right? Ziggerds and Reiko, you know what I'm talking about, right? That's because it has these massive supercomputers that have to crunch tons of data just to get you an answer. So again, that's what's going on behind the scenes. And so what we're seeing now is that also more and more data is being generated every day. ChatGPT, by the way, is only connected up to 2021. It doesn't even know what happened in 2022 or even 2023. When that gets connected, and what we're expecting at the end of this year with ChatGPT 4, and by the way, apparently from people I've spoken to, it's completely mind-boggling what 4 brings, and they're already working on 5. So this is all happening right now. And that's why I implore you to make some type of AI investment this year, ideally in the next quarter, because it's going to happen and then it's going to be gone, in my opinion. Again, Mark Andreessen, half of Andreessen Horowitz, arguably the biggest and greatest VC firm out of Silicon Valley that was ever created, is saying we are just entering an AI-powered golden age of writing, art, music, software, and science. It's going to be glorious, world historical. Now look at what he's saying there, arts, music. ChatGPT can write a screenplay, it can tell a joke, it can write music, right? It can do art, obviously. And he is saying it's going to be glorious. So again, the smart money is not worried. The smart money knows if invested right, it can go a long way. And you might even argue, now humor me here, you might even argue that no other investments matter up until now. And if you don't get AI right, maybe nothing else matters. And that's just something to think about right now. You could even argue that in technology, that all technology inventions up till now won't matter when it comes to what we see in AI in the next year to 3 years. Does everyone know what I'm talking about here? It could be that much exponentially more that it doesn't even matter. Oh, you made billions in tech or real estate or oil. Who cares? Because all of that could go to zero if you don't get AI right. So this is worth paying attention to. I was at MIT earlier this year in April, and the Sloan School of Management just said that an AI productivity boom is coming. And I stopped by and saw some professors, and I went by my fraternity house and spoke to all the young men who were graduating. All they were talking about was blockchain and AI. That's it. I said, well, don't you want to go work at Ford Motor Company? That's where I went to work. Nope. Don't you want to work at Microsoft? Nope. Don't you want to work at Google? Nope. Don't you want to work in banking, management consulting? No, no, no. We want to work in AI and blockchain because that's where this is happening. This is always good to find out what's going on here at the source because these kids know. So again, this is happening. A couple more things, and then I want to get into some details here. A couple of recent articles show that all of the blockchain and Web3 investment is now shifting to AI, at least temporarily. So again, this recent article said, what bear market? Investors switched to artificial intelligence in Q4, and it's happening right now in Q1 as well. Again, you can see from this article on the bottom left here, switched to artificial intelligence in Q4, and on the right, you can see the amount of money that's being dumped into this. All right. So again, these are various funds and companies, but ImWorld AI, 50 million, Seed, 41 million, Singularity DAO, 25 million, Mark Version, 20 million. And again, you can see more AI startups will get funding. This is happening right now. We've already heard the death knell of Google search. Can you imagine Google search? I mean, it's been everything for 20 years. It's allowed this company to dominate and own YouTube and everything else. Now they're saying potentially RAP. Will OpenAI's ChatGPT kill Google search, which is the golden goose of Silicon Valley? We will see. And again, we need to understand generative AI. It basically uses machine learning from all of this existing data to come up with unexpected outcomes. So it reads every word ever written or spoken by humans, and then it can write a screenplay never conceived of by humans before. Is everyone kind of seeing what it does? Now, look, it's not intelligent per se, but it can mimic what humans do by studying everything that we've done before. So it's important to know its limitations, but it's also important to know what it can do that sometimes we can't do. Because if that one person doesn't come up with the business idea or the idea for, Star Wars, maybe ChatGPT can. And that's what's very interesting to know. And so if we can leverage this system, and I love that word leverage, and invest in it, then we can develop new products and services that have never been seen. Again, a couple final pieces here, but I wanted to say this, and everybody take this with a grain of salt. No matter what job you have, this is according to SiliconANGLE, your operation will be AI powered within 5 years, and machines may be doing your job in the future. Raise your hand if you think a machine will be doing your job in the next 3 years. Come on, be honest. Ali, I appreciate the honesty. And look, I'm going to show you an AI version of me later on this call, and it's very possible I could get replaced. Like, let's be honest, all right? Maybe I could. So, or maybe a version of me. Maybe they'll create a Brian Rose. I've already made myself 3D video. I freak my kids out when I play it for them. So this is happening right now. Again, a couple final things is that AI is greatly going to improve efficiency, but here's the bad news. It's going to displace jobs, especially ones on repetitive tasks. But that could also mean coding and law. And it's going to drastically alter the workforce, the population, and society forever. It's going to dislocate wealth like we've never seen it before. The societal implications are shocking. And if you go through with some of my guests that have been on London Real, you can take this very dark down a rabbit hole. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Universal basic income, don't get me started. That's not the purpose of this presentation. I'm not in control of that. I like to focus on what I can control. That's my mantra in life. Everything else is just anxiety. So this I can control, and I want to be ahead of this. And I know that we can. So again, once you've identified the trends, and we're starting to see some of them, we want to know how we can leverage those into creating new products and services. So what we want to do is evaluate the market potential. look at the competitive landscape, and then the potential risks. And that's what we're going to talk about today when it comes to evaluating this. Now, how many of you know that we have a London Real Ventures arm here where we invest in startups? Not many people know that, right? I don't talk about it very much. We are the world's first media-powered investment firm, which means this. Andreessen Horowitz has got a lot of capital, a lot of smarts, but they don't have a media channel with 5 million subscribers and 1 billion views. I can take the CEO of one of these companies, I can feature them, I can get them future investments, I can get them the best hires in the industry, I can get them customers, coders, I can get them deals, all by being on my show. So we are seeing incredible deal flow in London Real Ventures. We've already made about 6 investments so far. And so this is what I'm doing in the background. And as of now, we are moving forward and specializing in blockchain, artificial intelligence, and the metaverse. This is all interlinked, and this is what's going to be hot in 2023 and beyond. So we're all in on this, and the market knows this, and everyone in here knows this. And I'll tell you about our investment club. This is what we're doing behind the scenes. So if you don't see me interviewing someone, if you're not in the academy and you don't see me teaching you, this is what I'm spending a lot of the time doing, because this is the future. It's also really exciting to work with these entrepreneurs who are super passionate about these ideas, and we're going to be ahead of the curve. Again, we are busy in the background identifying the best opportunities. Just here on the left are a variety of companies right now that are doing very exciting stuff. Some of these I'm using right now. Synthesia I'm using Descript. We're using Copy AI. We're using Jasper. These are a lot of the companies that are doing a lot of the text to motion, text to text, text to audio, text to video. And I'll show you a video later that I created. So we're constantly diving deep into these technologies, speaking with the CEOs of these companies, and looking for investments is what we do. And I'll tell you how we kind of do that behind the scenes later. Again, let's look at some of these companies. Right now, there are companies on the blockchain that have already seen a pop. Now, does everybody notice the spike in that graph there on the left-hand side for this company, Cortex? Can everybody see that thing spike? What day do you think that was that it spiked? Anyone want to guess? It's the day that ChatGPT came out, right? So the whole world saw that, and all of a sudden these companies start going crazy. Now the company's like, yeah, we told you this, but nobody was listening until they saw open source ChatGPT and they got to play with it, and they were like, how many people here have played with ChatGPT? Just throw your hands up just so I can see you. All right, keep your hands up. Now let me ask you a question. When you first played with it, did you think it was one of the most incredible things you've ever seen in your entire life? Just keep your hands up. Technology wise, yeah. John's saying that. Reiko's saying that. Yeah. I mean, I haven't had many jaw-dropping moments in my life. Maybe 3 or 4 when it comes to technology. This is one of them. I was like, whoa, this changes everything. When I saw the DeFi summer of 2020 as well in blockchain, I was like, whoa, this changes everything. Maybe when I saw the internet, maybe when I saw the iPhone, maybe. Although I didn't really get it. I probably didn't have that wow moment. When I saw ChatGPT, I was like, oh my God, we better strap on our seatbelt because the whole world's about to change. So again, here's just one company in blockchain, Cortex, CTXC. It's already up 2x in a couple of weeks. That's on the back of ChatGPT. All right. Look at Fetch.ai, ticker FET. It's up 3x. It does peer-to-peer applications with automation and AI capabilities. All right. That's impressive. But quite frankly, inside our investment club, we're not interested in 2x and 3x. We're interested in 200x and 300x. That's what we're looking for in these early stage investments. And I'm going to show you how we get those returns. This is nice. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye to turn your 50 grand to 150 grand. Don't get me wrong, but why not turn it into 300x? And I'm going to show you how we do that shortly. Again, this is Dr. Ben Gertzel. He's the CEO and chief scientist of Singularity Net. He was on my show about 2 or 3 years ago. He's a fascinating guy. And he looks like an AI scientist, doesn't he? Come on. You all feel me? Put your hands up. Doesn't he look the guy? He looks the part, right? He's got a big funny hat. And he's literally got these robots that have human expressions, and he's been working on this for years. So Ben is a good friend of the show. I'm going to play a clip for you shortly about some things that Ben said about AI. But we have direct connection to one of the best guys in the business. This guy's been on Joe Rogan. I mean, this guy's he knows what's going on. The views on this episode were like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. That was back then. Now it's even popped even more. And of course, his token's up 4x. And again, where's that spike coming? Right when ChatGPT came out, everyone said, whoa. Now it's stabilized a little bit here, but it's very possible I could wake up tomorrow and this will be up another 4x. And maybe it'll be up another 40x at some point. So again, this is stuff to keep in mind and watch. It's happening right now. All right. It's happening right now. And the opportunities are out there, but you've got to be looking for these early stage companies. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So I want to play a quick video for you. I don't mean to get dark. All right. So everybody just take a deep breath. But I want to play this video of Ben because I like to learn from the source. You know, one of the great benefits and honors I have of hosting London Real is that even if nobody watches, right? Even if the cameras break, I get a front row with the greatest minds in the world, right? So whenever I'm tired of all the haters on social media, I just think, wait a second. I get private master classes with 1,000 of the greatest minds in the world. I get yelled at by Dan Pena. Come on, this is worth it, right? And so I also get schooled by Dr. Ben Goertzel. So this is a video from him, and I'm going to play this for you. So just pay attention to what Ben said about AI.
Once you get AIs that are massively smarter than we are, we're in a domain where we're not going to be able to predict what happens. That is scary, but it probably won't stop the singularity.
The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
2029, we get AIs as smart as people. By 2045, we have AIs boundlessly more intelligent. Whatever happens with the superintelligence, its mind state will be conditioned by the earlier AIs. What is AI mostly being used for on the planet Earth right now?
Drones, tanks, and automated gun machines could allow war to be fought on a scale greater and faster than ever before.
Selling, spying, killing, and gambling are the primary goals and values in the mind of the first superintelligence. I mean, we're not setting the best example in terms of the way human society is being regulated right now, nor the way we treat non-human life forms on the planet. What if the AI treats us the way we treat less intelligent animals? We want them to be more compassionate to us than we are to each other. The attitude of wanting to foster connectivity of all sentient beings is quite important. If we can get that attitude into our super AIs, we're going to be a lot better off. I want people to start deeply thinking and to start learning and studying and to be figuring out how they can best contribute, just as I've done in my own life. May you live in interesting times. It'll be even more interesting.
All right, give it up for Dr. Ben Goertzel, right? We appreciate him. Okay, look, it's a little dark and a little scary what he said, but I want to highlight 2 points. First of all, he said AI could be as smart as humans in 2029 and potentially way outpacing them in 2045. He's going to be back on the show in 3 weeks. I guarantee you he's revised those numbers down. I bet he's going to say 2025 and maybe 2030 is what he's probably going to say, which is scary. The second thing I want to say is this. He asked, how are they going to treat us? And this is something I think is really interesting to think about and talk about. Because right now, if you play with a chat GPT, you realize that it's trained with the ideology of Silicon Valley. These were the same ideologies that censored me in 2020 and nearly banned all of our broadcasting and freedom of speech. This is the same technologies that banned my PayPal account when I did the same thing. Dropbox took me off, LinkedIn, Instagram shadow banned me. And these are the people that are teaching our AIs. And some people are saying the initial uses of these AIs is going to be to censor us or potentially teach us the right way to think, which is all being exported from this specific point of view. Is that a little scary for everybody here? Now, what if these things teach your children? This is something to think about, right? They are going to teach them in some way, shape, or form. Now, imagine if somehow they control the content. Imagine when you ask the AI a question. Right now, when you search Google, you'll get a bunch of choices. Of course, thanks to Google and YouTube, you don't see some of my guests come on the show, right? But in the future, you won't even see choices. You'll ask ChatGPT a question and it'll give you one answer. And if you ask it to expand on that, it'll be like, well, I can't talk about those things. I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't even exist. And then if people try to challenge it, it says, well, the computer is smarter than a human. There's some things to really be concerned about. So again, we've always been fighting for freedom of speech and financial freedom. We need to really fight for this as well, or this could get pretty scary pretty quick when it comes to the regulation and control of our information by AI. All right, is everybody with me here? All right, I take a break from the potential downside to talk about the potential upside. All right, so let's go back and jump back in because I've also got some good news. All right, so this is what we're also seeing. All right, jump back in here. All right, so we thank to Ben. By the way, Ben's back in February. All right, are we excited to hear Ben when he comes back? It's going to be pretty crazy, right? I think it's going to be fascinating. So looking forward to having Ben back. Again, we believe 2023 is the year of AI, and we're going to create our generational wealth now. It could be our last chance, I believe. And like I said, it's very possible that any other wealth is going to be inconsequential to AI wealth. That's very possible. That's something to think about as well. Because any store of value you currently have might be dissolved by AI. And that's something to think about. Again, invest strategically. So when I'm not in the chair interviewing people or standing up and teaching all of you in the academies, I'm out on the road and I'm looking for investments. So this is me in October. I was in Dubai. I was at the largest technology conference in the world called GITEX. There's 50,000 people there. It was mind-boggling. It took you an hour and a half to get from one side to the other. It changes the GDP of Dubai just that 1 week. It changes it by a percentage point. And this is me speaking with all the influencers. Upper left-hand corner, Carl the Moon, one of the biggest blockchain influencers. In the middle, I'm talking to Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, one of the top people in the Dubai government. He's been on London Real as well. Bottom left, I'm interviewing BitBoy Crypto. Bottom right, I'm at one of the biggest VC firms there in Dubai. And then, of course, I'm with a lot of the big influencers. Upper right, I'm with the Swissport guys, the altcoin daily guys, and with a bunch of investors. So I'm out there beating the brush so we can get access to the best deals. Also, I was doing that earlier in Paris. I'll be back in Paris in March for the Blockchain Summit week. And this is me doing a lot of interviews, press with Kitco on the right. I was filming for a documentary movie on the bottom and just connecting with also other companies on our portfolios. In the upper right-hand corner is the group called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest metaverse gaming plays out there. And after we invested in them, they got a $12 million investment from Ubisoft, which is a $5 billion French gaming company, and of course, Animoca Brands. And you see the Swissport folks as well, which we're investing in now as well. So this is what I'm doing in order to get the deal flow. And this is what also all of our members in the investment club are doing. They're accessing their networks to bring us the best deals. And that's how we're able to source things that sometimes even VCs don't see, because we also bring the media to the table. And this is crucial. So let's talk about early stage, because I want to teach you how you can get more than a 2x, a 3x, or a 4x, because we're looking for 200, 300, 400x's. How many people would like those kind of returns? Okay. I might do a quiz later, but if you put $10,000 and get a 200x return, does anyone know how much that is? How many millions is that? Anyone want to show me fingers? So I think 200x return on a $10,000 investment is $2 million, I think, right? Now, that might not be enough to retire on for some of you ballers, but it'll make a dent in the bills, right? Maybe pay off one of your houses. So again, it's kind of what we're looking for. And if you have multiple investments, and some of these can even be more like bigger than that. We've seen some of these investments. I'm going to show you a 2000x return investment, which would take that $10,000 to 20 million. Now, this isn't always going to happen, and there are risks associated with these deals, but we believe there's an asymmetric return in these, and that's why we're looking at them. So again, why do we like early stage artificial intelligence investments? And why do they represent the hottest opportunities in 2023? Well, you buy at low valuations, you potentially see the biggest gains, you invest in the biggest dislocation of wealth in history. It's high risk, but it's high reward. And I believe you should have a small percentage of your portfolio in these deals. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I would never suggest you have all of your investments in these. That's crazy. But to not have a small percentage, you are going to be kicking yourself in a couple of years' time when you see what these things return. And so again, early stage funding is where this all happens. Now, what is early stage funding? It typically means one of three types of funding: seed funding, startup funding, or early growth funding. This is really in the very early days of a company. Seed funding is when there really is maybe only 1 or 2 employees. Maybe there's no product yet. Startup funding is maybe you have a product idea, but you don't even have your first few customers. Early growth funding is getting, say, your first 100 customers. So this is really early on, and it always refers to companies that are still not profitable. Is that clear for everybody here? They're still bleeding money, as is OpenAI right now. They're not profitable, but they will be. So let me show you how one of these early stage investments works. All right, just show me thumbs up if you've heard of either one of these gentlemen, Mark Zuckerberg or Peter Thiel. I can see I hear all the boos, right? Okay, good. Well, in this case, Peter Thiel is a savvy investor. Let's find out how Peter turned $500,000 into over $1 billion. All right, would everybody like to see this? I'm going to break it down for you because this is the quintessential example of an early stage investment. Okay, now, back in 2004, Peter Thiel invested $500,000 in Facebook via an early stage equity private placement valuing the company at $10 million. Now, let me just get a show of hands. In 2004, did anybody else here get a phone call offering you a chance to invest in the Series A of Facebook? No? Let me see. Michael, you're shaking your head. No? Anybody else here? Come on. No? Anybody can see your head? Pierre? Petya? No, of course you didn't, because these deals are called private equity. They're reserved for the wealthy. The rich get richer. These deals are only shown to the extremely wealthy people. In fact, it's even illegal for you to invest in these things because you have to be an accredited investor. Has anyone ever heard that term before? Accredited investor. And now look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I leave that to my guests. But the system seems rigged to keep people poor. Am I wrong? It seems a little rigged. Okay. So you would have never even seen this opportunity. But Peter Thiel did, and he put 500,000. What happened next? In 2012, 8 years later, Facebook launched their IPO and sold shares to the public, valuing the company at over $100 billion. That's what happened. This is what's happened in the records. All right, so Peter got in early stage. Nobody else got a look on that deal. Boom, the IPO went out. That's when you would have got a chance to buy at a $100 billion valuation, not a $10 million valuation. Does anybody see a trend here? Right? Whenever the public gets to buy something, it's at the worst possible moment. And by the way, does everybody remember what happened with the Facebook IPO? It went down, and it went down for a year. Go figure. But Peter Thiel made his money. How did he do? Peter Thiel made a 2,300x return on his money. That's a 230,000% gain. Has anyone ever heard of a gain like that? I worked on Wall Street and the city of London for 15 years. 15 years. I never once heard of anything anywhere near this, ever. And like I said, the stock price then dropped for over a year. Go figure, right? That's how you do it via early stage investment. So what do we learn? The rich get richer with deal flow. And a simple $10,000 investment in this case would have netted you $23 million. That's why you must have a small percentage of your portfolio in early stage deals. Is everybody with me? They're not all going to pay off like this, but just one changes the game. How many people could retire with $23 million? Let me just see a show of hands. Not everybody. Let me see. John Foster. No. Thomas. No. You need more? How much do you need? 46 million? Christopher, how much more do you need? Raise your hand if you could retire. And that chair is like, yeah, Brian, I had 23. After taxes is 12. Okay, fine. It actually doesn't buy you that much. You know, what's that line in Wall Street? Bob Fox says, I never realized how poor I was until I started making a little bit of money. It's true, but that's a whole nother story. All right, so my final conclusion is this. The public markets are for suckers. When you can publicly buy something as a retail investor, that's when all the juice is out of the investment. So when you got to buy Facebook IPO, Peter Thiel already made 2,300x. What was he using you for? You're the sucker that's going to buy it from him. What happens when you go to buy a cryptocurrency on the public markets? Oh, you get excited because it went up 2x. Meanwhile, the early investors are laughing because they just got their 200, 300x. Trust me, when Wall Street goes to the public, it's because they want out of the deal. Is that clear for everybody here? I know, I worked on the inside here. So just be wary of any of this stuff. And that's why I showed you those earlier tokens with AI. Don't get me wrong, 4x is great on Singularity Net, but shouldn't we be looking for 400x? Because again, when the public gets a look, that's like that's the last. There's nothing left in that deal. So the same thing happens in crypto. And I want to give you a quick example here. A pre-sale token is what happens in crypto. A lot of you probably have never heard of that. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a pre-sale token. A couple people have, most of you haven't. But raise your hand if you own crypto. And I see hands up if you own crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. Yeah, because you're buying it on public markets after all the juice is out. I'm going to show you what that's like. So again, pre-selling is a practice that happens where crypto projects ahead of initial coin offering or initial DEX offering, where tokens are sold to interested parties to raise some capital, a bit like Peter Thiel buying Facebook, but this is done on the blockchain. Let me show you an example. Raise your hand if you've heard of Solana. Anybody heard of Solana? Number 11th largest blockchain out there, right? It was up, it was down, but it's still there. This is the Solana blockchain. Let's go look. The beautiful thing about the blockchain is it's public, right? Peter Thiel's investment wasn't at the time, but this is. So let's look at Solana ICO. Boom. Can everybody see this red circle here? Solana was sold at 4 cents on April 5th, 2018. They raised $3 million as an early stage investment, and they started building that blockchain. Can everybody see that there, that red circle? Everybody with me here? Interesting, huh? That's a pre-sale token. That's an early stage investment. I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Thiel was in on that, right? And so what happens? Well, Solana trades at $21.25 today. What kind of return is that? That's a 53,000% return. So you would have made 530x on your investment if you had bought in at that pre-sale price. Does everyone see why you need to have part of your portfolio in early stage deals? A part. Now it's high risk, but the high reward, we believe the reward outweighs the risk for a small percentage. This is all in the blockchain. You can go check it yourself, right? It's all out there. This happened, and this happens all the time. So you need to understand that this is what's happening behind the scenes. This is a secret society on Wall Street. Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, and I had this conversation live on London Real. He said, Brian, there's a secret society. You and I both know it. There's the deals the public sees, and then there's the deals behind the scenes where everyone gets a phone call. I bet most of you probably didn't even know this was happening. And you go to an exchange to buy your tokens, right? After all the juice is gone. So again, the Solana got sold to you after they got their money out. And maybe you made a 4x return on your Solana, but you didn't make 530x on it. Somebody else did. So let's talk about how we find these deals, because I know you're dying. Brian, how do I find these deals? I want to show you just really quickly how to identify these. So inside our investment club, we teach all of our students the 5 T's. And this is how we find these deals and evaluate them in quick time. We've got a CEO on the phone in about 30 minutes on the call tonight. And they've actually got a blockchain protocol for your health data. Every person in the world, 8 billion people, all have data based on your health. And they want to put all that on the blockchain and pay people for it. They estimate that your health data right now is worth $2,000, and everyone in the world, that data is worth that. If they can get it on the blockchain, you can actually be properly compensated for it. Right now, your data is stolen and mined and sold away without even you knowing it. So that's who we're talking to later, just so you know. The team, traction, technology, threats, and trends. Let's quickly look at a company when it comes to that. And I chose OpenAI. So first, we look at the team. OpenAI was founded by Sam Altman, again, American programmer, former president of Y Combinator, which is a massive incubator company in Silicon Valley, started companies like Airbnb and Dropbox. And of course, our friend Elon Musk, who is a busy boy, right? He runs Twitter now, Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, Neuralink, worth over $100 billion, right? So the team is good so far, right? Does everyone like this team? Pretty strong, right? So we like this. We're going to keep going. The founder of the company tonight has some pretty impressive credentials, which is why we're talking to them. Next is traction. I mentioned this before. I'm going to say it again. This was the time to acquire 1 million users for various tech platforms. And let's take a look at this. Netflix. How many people here use Netflix? Come on, be honest. There's a couple good shows on there, not everybody, right? It took them 3.5 years to get 1 million customers on Netflix. Okay, makes sense. It was disruptive technology. They had to put movies online. They had a lot of building to do. It took them 3.5 years. Airbnb. How many people use Airbnb? I use it. Okay, it's a good technology. Took them 2.5 years to get their first 1 million users. Let's keep looking. Facebook. Again, early startup. It's impressive. 10 months to 1 million users. That's impressive. Spotify, 5 months. Okay, a later iteration. There was more people on the internet, but still impressive. Instagram, 2.5 months. iPhone, 74 days. ChatGPT, I heard it's actually 4 days to go from 0 to 1 million users. Fastest adoption of any technology in human history. And maybe that record will stand for 1,000 years. It's very possible. If you remember one thing tonight, it's this. How many people find that pretty impressive and pretty shocking? I mean, that's fast, really fast, because it was so incredible. That's why this tech is so incredible. So the traction is there. Yeah, and again, most rapidly adopted technology in human history is the ChatGPT. What else? Technology. We like to look at the technology of our companies and road test it. So what did I do? I decided to ask OpenAI ChatGPT, explain why artificial intelligence is the most exciting investment opportunity. And it gave me this answer in about 4 seconds. And then it'll give me versions of this answer. And you're not even in the playground, which is the paid for version, which I'm in. And that gives me all sorts of other stuff. But again, it tells you what we already know. AI has got the potential to improve decision-making by providing data-driven insights, something us humans don't always do very well. Has potential to create new products and services that previously unimaginable by us humans, and the potential to transform entire industries like healthcare, finance, transportation, law. This is what even its own code says. What else? Threats. These are things we have to remember, and this is what we'll be looking at this year in our investment club. Regulatory uncertainty. We don't know if government might come in and try to shut this down, although I don't think they can. Governments rarely can shut down a technology. It didn't work with Bitcoin and it won't, but we'll see. Technical complexity. This is very, very complicated stuff, and you need high-level people to do it. Data security and privacy concerns. Who knows? There could be an issue where they try to shut that data off. Shortage of talent. All of the AI engineers are being drained, just like blockchain engineers were over the last 2 years. And of course, vulnerability to cyber attacks. It's funny, the AI is now going to be developed to attack AI, and this is going to be a real issue. So these are the threats we have to consider, and we're going to be considering each one of these when we evaluate these companies this year. And then, of course, the last thing is to look at this trend. And again, if there's one graph to look at, I mean, this is insane. I mean, by 2030, this market's going to be a $1.5 trillion market. I mean, it's just hard to imagine. It's growing so fast. And again, I believe these numbers will be revised up massively over the next year as we see what's really going to happen. So we know that this is the hottest market probably I've ever seen. And for 2023, this is what is happening. And that's why we're focusing our attention. And that's why whatever you do after this call, I implore you to have some investment in AI, early stage. So how do you access these companies? Well, I'll tell you how we do it. I'll explain to you how we do it behind the scenes. This is a snapshot of over 130 pitch decks that we have sourced inside our investment club. And this comes from me being on the road, from our various members going to conferences, reaching out to their networks. Everybody pulls deal flow in. And we go through these decks and we look through them. We look at the founders, we look at the technology, and the ones we really like, we bring them on live calls like we're speaking to these people later. And then we grill them. I grill them, actually. Everybody watches. It's like the Coliseum, you know, gladiators, and they see me take shots at these people. But it's amazing what you can learn about a CEO when you put them on the hot seat. And I'm good at that. So I ask them really hard questions. I see if they can give us good answers. And then we see if we want to invest. So this is just some of the many decks that we've seen. We put them all inside something we call our deal flow monitor. So again, this is kind of private. Please, you know, don't take a shot of this, screenshot of this. But this is the deals that we've looked at. On the left-hand side, you see the name of the deal. Then you see the category. Is it a social? Is it a blockchain? Is it an NFT deal? Is it a DeFi deal? You can see the various due dates. You can see what network and protocols it's on. Sometimes they're on Ethereum, Polygon. You can see what they're raising, 2 million, 10 million. What valuation is it? 50 million, 100 million, $250 million. And you could see next steps. Also, is it a token raise, an equity raise? This is all the things that we track in real time with all of our members inside our investment club. These are constantly flowing in, and we're constantly evaluating from all sources. And it's an incredible, incredible place to see deal flow. 2 hot deals that we are investing in as we speak. I wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of the kind of things that we see. One is called Orange Comet. It's an incredible Web3 media company. And the other one is a company called Swissborg. And I just want to give you a little bit of a taste of what we see and how we kind of make those decisions. Orange Comet is an incredible company. You're going to hear so much about these people. And this is a screenshot from their website. And it's basically a Web3 entertainment and technology company. I'm going to play a video for you recently that comes from their website that's going to just literally blow you away. They're developing ecosystems around Web3 experiences and gaming. These are former Hollywood people that understand media. They understand special effects, and they also understand blockchain, but they're coming from the Hollywood side. And so they're bringing something to it that we've never actually seen in the blockchain space. And these people are very, very impressive. And we couldn't be more excited to be investing with them and taking them to the next level. They've just recently done a Scottie Pippen digital and physical. They call it phygital. Has anyone ever heard that term? Phygital, physical and digital, where you can buy the NFT, that you can wear the NFT in a game like Grand Theft Auto. And then you can also get a physical sneaker as well. And then all with all these perks for Scottie Pippen of the Bulls. They've done things with The Walking Dead. They've done things with all sorts of other really exciting offers. And what they're producing is amazing. They sold out their Scottie Pippen NFT in 77 seconds about a month ago. This is in a crypto winter when NFTs are dead. They sold it out in 77 seconds. Anthony Hopkins NFT sellout was like the same day or minute. And they've done Walking Dead and more. And I want to play a quick video for you and just watch this. This is stuff that they create basically from scratch with their tech. And just pay attention because I've never played this video before. I think you're gonna like this. Yeah, this is hot off the presses. So here we go. This is Orange Comet. What do we think of Orange Comet? All done with computers. Everything you saw was done with a computer. They didn't have to film that in any sets or any locations. They clearly understand media, right? And so those all are going to be parts of NFTs and built into metaverses in the future. And we've invested $250,000 with them so far. And we actually still have a little bit left. So all the latest members of the investment club, you guys can still get in on that deal. I just had a private call with them on Monday, and the stuff that got planned for this year, it's off the charts. I'm taking an advisory board position, and we're going all in on this company because they really get it. And they really understand how to create value and to create real pieces of art. They don't care about flipping an NFT. They care about delivering amazing value and experiences. I think they really want to be like the Disney of Web3, right? We like that video? Pretty good, right? So all those were pieces of the collection basically there. So that's them, that's Orange Comet. And just really quickly while I'm there, just another deal that we are investing in as we speak is one called Swissborg. Now, Swissborg is the #1 wealth manager in Europe. They are basically recreating what they're calling the bank of the future. They've got 1 million users on mobile phones, and they've really been empowering people with decentralized finance and everything blockchain. They have a 7-layer bank of the future where they want to basically create everything that Wall Street does and be like the NASDAQ for the blockchain. I've had them on the show for the last year. I know the brothers that run this company. I've met their CTO, and we're investing in them right now inside the investment club as well. And they're just doing everything that we always hoped would happen on the blockchain. They're selling their own shares on the blockchain on their mobile app going forward. And it's something we're really excited to be a part of. And we believe heavily in what they're doing. They're also, because of their ethos, they've made it through all this nonsense with all the FTXs completely unscathed because they've always done everything by the book when it comes to all of their assets and all of their users. And so it's just one of the companies that we're investing in. And I just wanted to show you really quickly what that Swissborg app looks like, because again, we like diversified plays, and the Swissborg app, what we like about it is that it's really like a financial service. And the other thing that we really like about it is that they can potentially also help us list tokens, which means that everything that we're doing in here, as far as the investment club, could potentially just get access to the public. So this is Swissborg. So what they just showed was someone logging onto a mobile app and via the blockchain buying a share in a company. And again, that's like, I don't think that's ever been done before, but they're launching that right now. And again, for someone to just raise money by selling shares, having this being able to be done like that in a matter of 4 seconds as opposed to 4 months is absolutely mind blowing. So we're really excited to be invested with them and just to be a part of their amazing future. So we are looking for interesting investments, diversified investments, and of course, going heavy into AI going forward into the future. So just want to make a couple final points here as far as our thoughts on AI, and that is this. So let me just show this. And also as far as how do you source these deals? So this is just like maybe a little bit of a downshift here, because what we decided when we created the investment club is how do we get a group of people together that can become this basically this magnet for incredible deals, incredible energy, and investing in companies that we think are going to do amazing things with this world, all with that kind of that London Real energy. And so the way we do it is the way we do everything here at London Real. Now, I don't know if you've heard this expression, but there's that old saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Does anyone believe that here? Yeah, it's an old quote by Jim Rohn. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So if you want to become the best, you got to surround yourself by the best. That's what London Real is all about. I get the best of the best coming in here on a regular basis. I get to spend time with them, hang out with them. And that's what we've done here in the investment club. And I'm a real big fan of this theory. And, just as on a personal note, I recently took my daughter to Boston and we went to tour BU. She's actually there now. I think she had her first day at school today. So a big day. And I was thinking to myself, why did I encourage her to go to the States and go to BU for college? And that's because I wanted her to be surrounded with the best, for her to be surrounded with a peer group of people, of young men and women that are looking to do incredible things with their life. I thought it would be better there than maybe in London or some other things that she could have done. And so this is something I'm constantly thinking about, not just in professional life, but also in my personal life. Same with my boys. I always want them to be surrounded by the best mentors, the best classmates, the best ideas. And that's what we do inside London Real as well. And so in the investment club, we found some of the best people in the business. And again, I always like to brag about some of our members. This is Marianne. She is incredible. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran that holds some senior positions at companies like Merrill Lynch and Bank of America. And she came into our investment club and then reinvented her career and actually went back into finance in the blockchain business. Marianne knows what the Fed is going to do before the Fed knows what to do. And she's the one that always tells us about what's going on with inflation, interest rates, Federal Reserve, the US Treasury yield curve. And she also brings deals to the table. And so we have people like Marianne in there. She's just one of the many assets inside the investment club. Also, when it comes to NFTs in the metaverse, we got Andrew Haynes. And Andrew's amazing. He owns over 700 NFTs. This is his mansion in the sandbox that he built. That's his NFT gallery in the upper left-hand corner. And Andrew is highly versed in this stuff. And in addition to wearing a tie and going to one of the top executive training universities in Switzerland and hanging out with apparently now about 100 of the top AI people there and some of the CEOs of the Fortune 100 companies, he also owns a Snoop Doggy NFT. So he's like got a foot in both sides of the world. And he's one of the great assets that we have also inside the investment club. And of course, there's Dr. Encore, who started this YouTube channel just over 365 days ago when I challenged him to do 1 video a day for 10 days in a row. And he kept going for a whole year. This channel has hundreds of thousands of views. Encore gets offered, the other day, someone offered him a couple $100,000 in pre-sale tokens just to be an advisor on the company. And he turned it down. He started in crypto 15 months ago with our crypto and DeFi accelerator. So he came into this with no knowledge. Now he runs our investment committee inside the London Real Ventures. So it just goes to show you with hard work and mentorship what we can do. We currently have 35 members in this investment club and they're all crushing it. And so our ethos, as I mentioned earlier, is, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So we teach everybody who joins us how to source these deals, where you don't need me to give you the deals. And that's why I wanted to do this training tonight, because I want to show you that you can do this and maybe even start your journey on how to do this. And so that's why I created the investment club, because in December 2021, we did our first early stage investments. We invested in a company called Cross the Ages that I showed you earlier, which later, literally months later, got $12 million investment after we invested, and DeFi Yield App. And I had studied finance at the MIT Sloan School of Management, probably the best in the world. I worked 15 years on Wall Street, Chicago, and the city of London. And yet I had no experience in pre-sale tokens. I'd never heard of any of this. I'm just being honest. I was like, and I was scared. I was like, what are these agreements? I'll show you one of the agreeable agreements later. And what, how do you buy these things? And I thought, if I was confused, if I found this foreign, then I should teach this to you, because nobody's teaching this in the world. Nobody's talking about this, because this is where all the money is, let alone teaching it. So that's why we created the investment club. And I was like, I'm creating this thing as an application only basis. Every quarter we open up 10 spaces. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program. Although so far, all of our members have just continued to stay with us because we would like them to stay, because they bring expertise and capital. So why would we want them to leave? We do weekly live Zoom calls, one of which is starting very soon. Martini's going to remind me. We have a private Telegram group. You get a year access to the deal flow, but at this point, it's gone past that. You also get a full year of Kings of DeFi, which is our blockchain secondary program. And the first live call is literally tonight in about 15 minutes. I do real-time learning. So when I teach these modules, I talk about what's relevant at that time, because everything changes so fast. So I'm always reteaching these modules every few months to make sure that we're current on what's happening. We've already seen the landscape shift drastically in a year. And I also try to change up my shirt and tie combo, as you can see from these. This tonight is not the winner, I think. And so these are the modules. Module 1, we go into what is the blockchain AI metaverse pre-sale? How does it work and how do we invest? Module 2, we talk about SAFT and SAFE agreements. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a SAFT agreement or a SAFE agreement. This is a sale for future tokens, a sale for future equity. There are these somewhat complicated agreements that you have to understand if you want to be involved in this space. We will explain that to you. Module 3 is deal flow part 1. Again, we go into those 5 T's, how you evaluate the deals, how you pull the trigger. Module 4 is deal flow part 2. We show you how to generate those deals on your own, how you can tap the network, how do you go to the conferences, how do you source those deals. Module 5 is how to nurture those deals, because once you cut the check, that's when the work begins. With Orange Comet, I'm doing everything I can now to make this the next $10 billion company. That's what I want to do. And module 6 is how do you exit? How do we get more money out so we can take that capital and put it in the next deal and the next deal and the next deal and create that generational wealth? That's what we're looking for. We're looking to create that generational wealth. And so this is what we teach on those 6 modules as we go. We have a Telegram group where everyone talks to each other. We upload pitch decks, put in videos as well. And of course, our Discord group as well, where we're dropping in all the pitch decks and flows and everything that's happening. And again, here are the details of the investment club. First live call is tonight, although we do record it. So, you can always watch it. We actually have a call every single week as well. We have 6 confirmed. 1 is on hold. There were 3 spaces left, but I think Pierre just joined. So maybe it's 2 spaces. You have to talk to Martini. The investment in this is $50,000. It's a significant investment because it's a significant return. And it's a capped number of people that we bring in here. And no one in the world is teaching this. And this will be gone in probably 6 months. It's your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And so also, I want to just mention, we had a special investment opportunity at the end of last year. And I just want to just mention what happened with it. So this was our special investment opportunity. This is a SAFT agreement on the upper right. It's a pre-sale token purchase agreement that I kind of redacted. And we were actually offering this to a couple people that were about to join. And the next day, it popped and did a 466% return in 1 day. The group made about $300,000, 5x return, better than a sharp stick in the eye. And we believe that when Bitcoin pops and doubles, this could potentially go up 20x, 40x, 50x, 100x. And again, this was a deal that we just decided we'd put some money in. We didn't expect it would be massive, but it was just an opportunity that we gave people. And then, like I said, it had that immediate pop. So again, we looked at 130 deals though. We're very careful. We know a lot of people in the industry and we choose very wisely. And again, the beautiful thing is this, is if you're part of this group, you can decide if you want to invest. It's your choice. And you can invest as little as $5,000 in these deals. Trust me, or you could never, ever see the Orange Comet deal. Ever, ever, ever. You would have never seen this deal either, because no one would ever talk to you for that kind of a money, or for not having any other platform or VC fund. So we give you access to the deal and access to minimum investments. And if you don't want to invest, it's your choice. You don't have to. Whereas if you go to any VC fund, they're going to ask for $250,000 minimum. And they're going to tell you where your money's going. They're not going to ask you. And so again, as Marianne once said about the investment club, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life. One of these deals, right? Look at Peter Thiel, 10,000 goes to 23 million. One is all you need. And you need a small percentage of your portfolio in this, or you're just going to kick yourself when you look back on this. I used to say in 5 years, maybe in 1 year, you're going to look back and you're going to see one of the AI deals we deal, and you're going to think, God damn it, if I just put 5 grand in that, it would have changed everything. And so my final thoughts are this: don't let 2023 pass you by. You've got to learn early in stage investing now, because it's not going anywhere. Early stage investing has been around for hundreds of years. Just no one ever taught it to you, but this is happening right now. The liquid tokens and the public equity have limited gains. Is that clear for everybody here? Right? How many people own Ethereum here? Can I just see your hands up if you own Ethereum or Bitcoin? Okay, is your Bitcoin or Ethereum going to go up 500x in the next 5 years? Raise your hand if you think it is. Okay, I'm sure there's some hardcore crypto. I love Ethereum, but it ain't going to go up no high 500x in the next 5 years. Why? Because it's a $200 to $400 billion protocol and it's public. So you're not going to get those investments, and it's public. All the juice is out of that trade. So those liquid tokens have limited gains. You have to go early stage for those big pops. Again, next, you can learn from active investors. We're doing this. I'm not podcasting about it. I'm not even as bad as my MIT professors. They're not even doing it. They're teaching about it. We're doing it. And look, this is a significant investment with a significant ROI. I know not everybody can afford $50,000. I understand that. I also know we're oversubscribed on these programs as well, so I can't even take everybody if I wanted to. But Martini has twisted my arm, and we have found ways to structure this to where even with $10,000, you can get in and do a payment plan of 10 grand a month, and you can get in and literally we can get you access to Orange Comet and Swissborg now, probably for the next couple of days. So we found a way to do it. And again, I know it's not for everybody, but this is for the few that really see what this is, can identify it, and want to be a part of this adventure with us. So that's what this is about. I'd love to open it up for questions and answers. How many people found that helpful? Found that eye-opening? Found that scary? Okay, good. Look, I know we're running out of time, and I know Martini, you're going to have to pop at some point here as well. But Martini, just wanted you to jump on and tell them next steps. I just want to say, Martini is our gatekeeper for the investment club. If you want to join, you really have to go through her. She kind of gives the thumbs up or thumbs down for everybody. She's actively involved in there. She's investing herself as well, and she's onboarded all 35 of our members. So Martini, if people are interested in learning about this, being involved in the AI deals, or getting involved in the Orange Comet deal and Swissborg deal, what's the best thing they can do to talk to you? Yeah. Pass it over to you.
Yes. Can everybody hear me okay? Awesome. Well, I'll be talking at rapid speed because we got our kickoff call that's happening right about now. So we got Harley, Ali, Patrick, Pierre in the house. Whenever we're done with this call, just go ahead and hop on over to the investment club call. All right, guys. So it was good to see everybody on the call. And Brian, you said that something that was very interesting, that the system is rigged to keep people poor. You know, that's so crazy and so real and so honest, right? And so what I love about what's happening with the investment club is that you are basically going to be getting what the secrets or the back end way in which a lot of these wealthy people are able to, obtain and maintain, their wealth. So what I would say is to take advantage of this opportunity now, because nobody else in the market is offering this opportunity that we're offering here. And once again, it does not matter where you are in your journey. I had a few calls yesterday with people who are in the beginning process, don't even know about crypto or AI, but they know that this feels right for them and that they are wanting to invest in their future. So take advantage of this opportunity, and we are with you every single step of the way. As part of the London Real community, and those of you who have taken our accelerators, you know that we are very hands-on, we are very supportive, and we are here to get you to next, okay? So we are here to not only invest in these projects, but we are here to invest in you and your future. So I went ahead and I put my links for you guys to connect with me. You can either book a call with me directly, but if you don't see a time available, I'm available round the clock. You guys are very important to me. So go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook if you don't see a time that's available. I'll do my best to move some things around so that we can connect, okay? So do not allow this opportunity to to pass you by because we don't know if we're going to be offering this again. Brian had mentioned that we may be closing this out and just keeping it, with the group that we have now. So take advantage of this opportunity. Book a call. It doesn't matter where you are on your journey, as long as you are serious. That's another thing. I only want to talk to people who are seriously looking into making an investment in their future. Okay. My time is valuable and I respect your time. It's absolutely valuable. So let's keep that in mind when you're booking your call. So I got to head off. It's good to see everybody. Those of you who are currently in the investment club, get off and let's get on this next call. And I hope to see the rest of you on the inside soon. Bye for now.
Great stuff. Give it up for Martini. She's the one that makes everything happen behind the scenes. And again, her info is in the chat. So just copy that link for the call. Again, only book. She's booked with calls. She's just totally booked now. So only book one if you're serious about it joining. But she's got the Facebook there as well. You can message her. She put her email in there as well. I think it's martini@londonreal.tv. So that's the best thing to do. Look, folks, I think one of the things I would say just in closing is it is a bit of a feel. When I saw ChatGPT and I started playing with it, just like when I started playing with blockchain and DeFi 2 years ago, I said, I just knew this was going to change everything. And so I just had to be involved. It was like a sixth sense. Does everyone know what I mean? You ever get a feeling like that in the pit of your stomach? Like, I need to be a part of this. So again, the metrics all tell you should, for sure. But if you're feeling that on any level, then join us for this adventure, because it's going to be incredible. I'm telling you, every day I'm blown away by what's going to happen, how fast it's happening, and how unexpected it's going to happen. You think it's going to zig, but it's going to zag. And you think it's going to take this out, but it's going to take this out. And you think there won't be any opportunities, but there'll be a ton of opportunities. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be ahead of this. And I think this will be a big part of what we're doing next year and to come. And again, there could be a point where we just mainly focus on doing this, at London Real and some shows. And we might actually just shut the investment club and keep the people in there and just make those investments, because we think it'll be a game changer. So yeah, look, I appreciate everybody being here. I hope you learned something about AI. And yeah, final thoughts I would say is this: it's easy to get dark and dystopian. But again, if we have a choice in life, I would rather be optimistic. This can potentially create jobs if you know what you're doing. I use it as a tool, and it allows me sometimes to do the work of 10 people as a tool. Just like a personal computer is a tool, just like an axe is a tool. This is a tool. And if you look at it like that, it'll change the game. If you bury your head in the sand and call this stuff out, then you're probably going to miss it. And if you try not to embrace it, then you're going to be on the wrong end of financial censorship, information censorship. And I've been there, and it's not fun. And so I want to make sure that I'm on the leading edge of this, where that doesn't happen to me or to anyone else in the future. And we're going to have to fight for open AI, open metaverse, open financial system. And we want to be there on the front lines. I'm getting ready to fight. So that's what we're going to do here. So I hope you want to join us. We're seeing tons of opportunities. Big shout out to all the members of Investment Club here. I would get you on to talk here, but we got a call and we got the CEO coming on here. So thank you all for being here. I hope you appreciate this. The replay will be on the website, LondonReal.tv/IC, if you want to rewatch it. Book a call with Martini. We still got time to get you in, and we can still get you in on those investments as of probably, I think, tomorrow or even Monday. So let us know, and that's it. Lots of love. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. All right, and I hope I see you on the inside. Bye.